1, 2, 1, 2. Another full house for Boon Army live. Sorry, Pretty Green live, innit?
Let's have it. Stevie, come on, man. Get down here. Get on that chair, man. Do you wanna? Which is your best side, Steve? Let's have a look. They're both fucking good. They're both good. You get over there.
Leave the field, I love a fair. I was strictly meant for first. But how could you ever let me down? How could you ever let it down? How could you ever let me down? These promises were made for us. These promises.
You're looking good, man.
Thank you very much.
You fucking mod. Did you like the way I played a few mod tunes there towards the end of that song?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I morphed it.
That was my youth. Yeah.
No, but look, we're going to talk about that. I went to art college 1975 through to 77, I think it was, in Rochdale. Because I did that shit at school. I left grammar school in 75, and in the summer, I'd still not sorted a job out or anything. And I heard about this thing called art college, and I thought, I'll have a bit of that. That sounds like an escape from fucking work. And I was fortunate that one of the guys in the year above me was Phil Diggle, right? His brother. And Phil is still around, he's still a great artist, but he was always going on about this, my brother's man, fucking great, man, you fucking check him out. Called the Buzzcocks, man. He was always doing that, even if he didn't have a cigarette in his hand, he was always doing that. You remember that? yeah, oh, Buzzcocks, man.
He used to smoke shit tons, French ones.
So anyway, so Phil was always going on about his fucking brother's band, and we were like, yeah, whatever. We were all listening to like fucking Shuadi Wadi and Boy and stuff. It was Phil that dragged us to the Electric Circus, 9th of December 1976. And that was the first time I saw Buzzcocks play live. And it was like, to me, and a lot of my mates that were with me, it was like, fucking hell, that's particularly you. Was like, he lived on Broadway, Chadderton. He was fucking one of us. He was like a working class kid from around here. His dad was a wagon driver. And he's on fucking stage doing songs here. Try and paint us a little picture of what was going on in your mind, because I'm guessing at that point you didn't realise how that was going to be such a big part of your life for the next, fucking 30 years, 40 years, 47 years.
When I was 17, I had a lot of scooters, and I lost my scooter licence. Ended up in jail for a weekend. I had a £6 Spanish guitar. I thought, I'm grand into the pub and this guitar. And I learned to play Beethoven's Ninth on one string. I thought, fuck, this is amazing. One string.
Not very punk rock, is it, though?
No. No, but what I'm coming to with this is that every time I tuned this guitar, I went out of tune. But so I thought, I'll play a couple of notes on a couple of strings. So that became like the motif for a lot of the Buzzcocks songs, If I'd have had a posh guitar, if I'd have been a rich kid living in Altrincham or something, used to go to A1 Music, and he'd be like, oh, Daddy's, bought me a PA, a guitar and everything, all that stuff. And then you see him again, I've got rid of that. I bought a pair of skis, I'm going skiing. So what the fuck? You don't fucking mean it, man. You know what I'm talking about? It's like we're fucking broke and we want to fucking say something. So there's that kind of thing. So, having that look, but in the face of adversity, it turned things around. And particularly back in 1976. And then, of course, the Buzzcocks came together and inspired this town, really. We brought Sex Pistols down to town and we opened up for them. And all the music journalists from London came down to review the Sex Pistols and was blown away that it was a band from Manchester,
Yeah.
Singing Boredom and all the rest of it, Orgasmatics and all that. They're going like, what the fuck? We say, yeah, fucking Manchester, man, you know what I'm talking about? Well, we're all sorry that, isn't it, right? They thought it was all about the Clash and the Pistols and all that, which we loved and which is our brothers and well. So, that was inspiring and away we went from there. I'm gonna find myself again. Take out out into the world. We'll learn to dance. We'll take a chance. We'll start romance all over again. But is lies, love is eyes, love is everything that's nice. Love is not as cold as ice, but that's a lovely to me.
But what you didn't mention there, what you actually did was you actually put out your own record on your own label, which was unheard of at the time. And now it's like every fucker does it, don't they?
Yeah, I mean that was, you know, it seems a stroke of genius, but it's also a case of necessity in terms of like, if we take this terrible music, we thought was the most uncommercial music possible, to a record company in London, they'd laugh us out of the building. So somehow, for £500, we made 1,000 singles, which inspired a lot of people to go, you can make your own single. Yeah. So the Buzzcocks really were pioneers of that, Which is, you know, at the time we didn't know that, but it's very nice to know that we inspired people for that as well.
To this day, it was like, to this day, and in this city, like you say, it started in this city and it inspired the likes of Tony Wilson as well. I mean, Tony was a pioneer and a reason why the city's so beautiful, but a lot of that was, he got influenced by you.
Oh, we love Tony, but, you know, suddenly we had an office in Newton Street. I've just been there today, 50 Newton Street. And New Ormonds, that's right. And Tony Wilson came to doing their own record, and also in Shude Hill, we had a nightclub called Waves, or it was called Waves, but we called it something else. 3 floors, we had films like Eraserhead, you know, avant-garde films. We had the Freshies on, Chris Seavey and all that. And that was a nightclub for a bit. Tony Wilson came there in like a combat suit. I thought we used to see him on the news, you know, with a kipper tie and long hair. And he came in that and he joined the dots, my polka dots of my shirt, I think. He's like, we'll do a label and, you know, we'll do a nightclub. So I think that inspired him a lot as well. I mean, we love Tony as well. He took it in his own way, but it did inspire him to do that as well. So I think, you know, the Mojo gave us an award one time for inspiration. So if Buzzcocks never did anything else, they inspired people. And that's really what it's all about, really, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Inspiring people to feel a bit of life.
I think I can speak for a lot of people in the room and a lot of people in Manchester at that time that, like, I mean, the Pistols were great, the Stranglers, all these fucking amazing bands that were part of the revolution, but the Buzzcocks, we could relate to it because it's like, you know, Pete Shelley taught, like, us lot, didn't he, from Oldham, even though he's from Lee. He had a fucking northern accent and he was not that fucking bothered about anything. And you know what I mean? But it's like, and they were writing songs that were, you know, the punk movement was quite an angry movement, wasn't it? And there was a lot of angst and rebellion. You were singing love songs and it was like, it was different.
Weren't all love fucking songs, you know. Boredom's not a love song, Automatic's not a love song. Sometimes you get labelled too much without ever falling in love, right? Which is a brilliant song. But there was a lot of other things going on.
It's all right.
But we spoke about the human condition, you know. And also sometimes I go like, you're like the kind of guys that would live next door, you know, to you. And I think people in Manchester and people around the world could relate to us that way as well. So, but there's a lot of complications, a lot of philosophy, a lot of misfit, weird things about the Buzzcocks as well. We want a traditional kind of act in some ways. Whereas that word Mancunian thing, it's like, we don't know what to do with our lives, you know what I mean? What are we going to do, you know? You're an orgasm, mate. Sleeping in the back down with dirty magazines. Man wants to know when I'm stingy jeans. You're an orgasm, mate. You're an orgasm, mate. There we go. Oh, 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 you fuckers. You can't heat, you can't suck, still keep feeding your meat apart because you're an orgasm.
I remember as you started to get, as you started the ascent, you know, and started doing singles, getting in the charts, getting on top of the pops. But we'd still see you like every Saturday afternoon in Virgin Records on Lever Street. You'd still be there, like talking to people. You know, like fucking me. I was just a friend of your brother's, but a fan of your band. But you were the first. When I think about it, you were the first pop star that I ever met and spoke to. Really? Yeah. You having that?
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to argue with that, Clint. I love you, man.
I remember a story.
Keep talking.
I remember a story that he used to tell me. He told me once, but I still think about it a lot. That his dad was a wagon driver, and he said that I remember you saying your dad was really enjoying your success because every time he went to a factory to deliver something, the lads in the factory put him to the front of the queue and sort him a brew out and look after him. You know what I mean? Do you remember telling me that?
Yeah. My dad stole a bass off the back of the truck. That's why I got involved in this game.
What a lad, what a lad.
He didn't send me walks to the Cambridge. He stole a thing off the back of the truck, the guitar.
That's amazing.
So I'm like, that's the best thing you could ever do. Imagine if I'd have had one of them kind
So
of
he nicked the bass. He nicked the bass that you played when you joined the band.
Yeah, on bass. Absolutely.
What a legend.
So I was a guitarist, but he nicks a bass, so you nicked the wrong one. You gotta help me out on this one. Some my natural emotions make me feel I'm the hurt and I'm hurt. Oh yeah, beautiful. And if I start a commotion, run the risk of losing you, and that's worse. Here we go, ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone, ever fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with.
And you pass the baton on to like the generation after and right up to Oasis and, you know, the modern day Manchester band's still a great scene.
Oh, absolutely, which is, a lovely thing. You see it go on for Stone Roses, Oasis and all that.
You're going to do some of your
and
songs, aren't you?
Liam lives near me now. When
so.
We go to the pub, we're still Manx in the area.
Yeah,
occasionally when we go.
He's a top kid, isn't he?
Right.
What a pleasure, though. What a pleasure. Obviously, we've been known each other for a long time.
Lovely to see my brother Clint tonight as well. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Be there, man. Never fall in love with someone, never fall in love with someone, never fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with. One more, never fall in love with someone, never fall in love with someone, never fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with. Fall in love with. Never fall in love with someone you should have fallen in love with. Ah, fucking beautiful.
Let's have it. Steve Diggle, absolute legend.